true, you might not help out someone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Bingo. I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gantz, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asks him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. After the SO9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gantz. He'll be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. No. Bingo! Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. What? She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gantz. Talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. What he means, Your Honor, that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, Chief Gant is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. Oh, I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. Yes. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. What? Looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Oh, you better believe I can prove this. That's very true. Bingo. Gotcha. Yes. The one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 77777777. It's your number. The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 777777. Same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime! And now this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? Detective Goodman wouldn't happen to have been with you that day, would he? Objection! You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. And that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This charge's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, and we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. So Detective Goodman filed out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the chief of police. Yet you are in possession of the report. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Exactly. That's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. Chief Gant, you didn't. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime. For no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. Everyone except me. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was just a useless clue, just taking up space. Bingo! This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car! Precisely so. When you did return, tell me why. See, what you're really taking to the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver, but the victim's body in your trunk. Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation: to transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. What? What? Objection! I'm not through yet. No. 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 Fine. I don't care if he's the president. Your Honor. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Honor. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. What? Objection, Your Honor! Maybe we should have a word with her. It's only one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth, another witness. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Oh, yes. She might not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth Miss Lana Sky. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task, to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with someone's orders. What? Damn it! Thanks for your help, Edgeworth. My office. You mean Maya? Risks? What do you mean by that? I mean, he forfeits his right to say anything, too. Emma! So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma. Sorry for what I said before. Relieved. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. To follow Chief Gant's orders. She wants to shut herself up deep inside. And force herself to do anything and everything the Chief told her to do. That killing was an accident. He does have a point there. Society can be partially to blame. Alright, it's time to end this. I am finishing this case right here, right now. I don't care how long I have to stay up. I am finishing this tonight. Now then, For the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand. Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. Please provide the court your testimony, Miss Sky. Remember, you're under oath. We want to hear the truth. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gantz. The only chance we have to get Gantz. Bullshit. She's lying. She's not. There's no time to start second-guessing myself. Gladly, Your Honor. How many years exactly? She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Daring out was respected. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me just as much yesterday in jail. Do so to help your sister? But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. Not only that, but she also would not have been able to go to an adult prison at the time anyway because she was only 14. You say you did this all by yourself? Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? What? Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. You planted the... What? When you showed up at the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? Pieces of the jar, you mean? When you first found the body, the jar was already shattered to pieces. What's the matter, Emma? I agree. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. I don't buy it. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? I know that, Emma. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. Gotta get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. No. No, no, no. Objection, Your Honor. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. If the truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention the significant contradiction within your testimony. You testified, and I quote, "The pieces in the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on the jar with the victim's blood. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have yet been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Something critical? It seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. What? Shit. So the jar was already broken? You expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar's pieces? So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? Seems you two might make up yet. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd have lose your chance to erase the evidence. He must have been in a hurry. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. How could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. So we illegally rearranged the crime scene? It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. All we've got to do is get to the bottom of this incident. Sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. No. No, no, no. Objection, Your Honor. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. We found this final piece of the jar in Chief Gant's safe. I knew it. She really didn't know. Something even more disturbing about this final piece. There was still blood on it. Yes, which leaves us with one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Objection! I'm afraid that's unlikely. Pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. The witness arrived at the scene. The jar was already broken. There's no way her name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. Objection! Question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. No. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Lana, maybe right after all. Miss Skye, please testify once more. If evidence was fabricated behind your back, and Emma's accidental killing was of Prosecutor Marshall, might also be a lie. Miss Skye, if you will. There is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. What? Oh, yes. I knew it. Wait a minute. What is this we have here? I see something. What is this? Bingo! Jackpot. Yes! The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. This is a handprint, isn't it? Has fingerprints on it. Fingerprints. They're yours, Emma. Gladly, Your Honor. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. What? No. I'm sure to be made out as the murderer. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. Sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about, Chief Gantz. No idea. Sure about that, Gant? Fine. Go right ahead. So you assisted Miss Sky? Two pieces of evidence. You mean those two items in your safe? So, the slime ball finally decides to tell the truth. Oh, I want to wipe that slimy smirk off your face there, Gant. One moment, everyone.